Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to see a LeetCode solution of the problem longest common prefix using JavaScript. This is the 14th problem available in LeetCode, and LeetCode is basically a platform where you will be able to enhance your skills, expand your knowledge, and prepare for the technical interviews through solving various problems which ranges from an easy level to a hard level. Okay, there are different levels like easy, medium and hard level, and once you are able to solve those problems, you will be able to expand your knowledge. So let's see what is the problem statement. So as you can see here, this is the 14th problem in LeetCode, and the title is longest common prefix, and the problem statement is like this. Write a function to find the longest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. If there is no common prefix, return an empty string. And there are different examples given. The input would be an array of, in this particular example, you can see here the array is having items flower, flow and flight, and the output that is expected is FL. We will see how it is being obtained. And we have another example, and there are different constraints. Okay, so the constraints is that the string length, the array length would be from 1 to 200, and the character length of the elements in that items of that array would be from 0 to 200, and it consists of only lowercase English letters. Okay, and these are the constraints. So let's see what is the question all about and how we are actually arriving at this particular output. For that, I have actually created a flowchart how it would actually look like. So we have the first array, that is flower, flow and flight. So in this case, we have to see which is the common prefix, the longest common prefix among the three items in that particular array. Okay, so first what I will do is, like, I will actually consider any one element in that array. Like I have, in this example, I have taken flower. And once we got that, once we actually select that particular item of that array, then what we will do is we will actually iterate through the remaining arrays and see which are the common prefix that's available in the rest of the items in that array. So prefix means whatever is actually in the starting, right? Suffix means in the ending. So first I will actually take F from that flower. Okay, so the character F will be taken, and what I will do is, like, I will actually check in all the items in that particular array if F is present or not. Okay, in the starting. So first I will take F, and F will be iterated through this flow. So the starting of flow is also the character F. Similar to that, in flight also the character starts from F. So prefix, the first prefix we got, and we actually added into the answer. So the answer will now look like F. Okay, now what we will do, we will actually take the second character in the first item that we have selected, that is L. L we also will iterate again through the rest of the items in that array. We will check whether character L is present in flow, yes, and whether it is present in flight, yes, and hence we will update our prefix to FL. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now what we will do, we will actually go into the next item. Okay, so here it will be FL. Okay, now what we will do, we will take the third character of flower, that is O. We will check, we will again check through the rest of the items in the array. So O is present in flow. Okay, that's good, but O is not present in flight. So in any case, if in any element is not present in any of the items in that array, then we have to actually return whatever prefix we have obtained. That would be the output. That hence we got FL as the answer. So you can see here the expected output is FL. Okay, so that is the way how we actually will be approaching this particular problem. And in this, there is another example, that is dog, race car and car. So we have taken the first element dog, and we will be again iterating through the rest of the items in that array. So we will check whether D is present in race car. No. So straight away you will be able to get to the answer that it will be an empty string. So in any case, if there is no common prefix, then we have to throw an empty string. Okay, So this is the requirement. I hope you got an idea about the requirement. Now we will actually jump into the solution, how we can actually achieve that. Okay, so we have a function longest common prefix, which is actually having a parameter argument, that is strings, which is the input that will be passed. Okay, so now we will create a variable where we will be actually storing the prefix. So we'll make it let prefix equal to empty string. So as it is in the constraints, it's already mentioned, so no need to check this particular if strings dot length. Okay, so this is not required, just for okay, this is not required, return prefix. Okay, so this will be empty if the in any case, okay, even though it will not happen, but in any case if this input itself is having a length of 0, then we will be actually returning the prefix, but not required in this particular case. For now, what we will do, we will actually select the first element, first item, right? We need to select the first item, and then we need to iterate through the each character in the first item. Okay, so for that we will actually create a for loop where I will mention let I equal to 0 and I which is less than strs of 0. Okay, we are actually taking the first item and then we are actually iterating through each character of that item. Okay, and now we will actually increment to each character. So I hope you got an idea about this one. So strs of 0 means the first item of that input. Okay, and what we are trying to do, if let I equal to 0, then I less than strs of 0 dot length, that item length. Okay, whatever be the item, if it item is having like in this particular case flower is having 6 characters, so the item of length will be 6, and then we will be iterating through each character. For that purpose only we are actually using this particular for loop. Now what we need to do, now we need to actually iterate through the remaining items of that particular array. So 0th element, the first element we have already taken. So now what will happen, for iterating through the rest of the items of the array, we will create another variable j, but we will initiate it from 1 because the 0th element we have already taken. So it will be actually starting from 1. Okay, so where j would be less than strs of length. Okay, so this means that the remaining items of that particular array we will be iterating through that. Okay, so now j plus plus. Now what we mentioned in this particular thing, so we will go through fl whether it is there in each items. If it is there, then we will actually concatenate. If it is not there, then we will be returning. Okay, so in this particular for loop, what we will do is, if it is not equal, then we will actually return, and we will do the concatenation concat of that prefix later. Okay, so we will see if strs of 0, okay, that means the first item, and the character, so character will start from the first, right, 0th index. So that we are actually, this I hope you got an idea, this means f. In the first case it will be f. F means strs of 0 is the first item. In that, if you are actually passing 0, that means the 0th index it will be f. So this we are actually equating it with strs of j. J means the first item. Okay, the second item. The second item strs of j in this case is 1, that means a second item, and again we will give I because I is having value 0. In that 0 in the second item also we will iterate, we will check from the 0th index, right, and hence it is I. So if it is not equal to, okay, it's not equal to, in that case what we will do, we will return whatever prefix we are actually concatenated, or whatever it is. If it is an empty, it will be empty. If it is whatever we have concatenating that we have not done yet, that will be returned. Okay, at any stage, if it might be in the second index, or if it might be in the 0th index itself, like in the second example. So in any case, if it happens, it will be actually returning the prefix whatever is there. Okay, so the concatenation, if it is equal, then it will be actually coming out of that for loop and it will be over here. So here what we will do, we will actually concatenate prefix equal to whatever prefix we have, it is there, plus strs of 0 and I. Okay, so you got an idea, right? If f is there in rest of the elements, then f has to be added. So that means if 0th index it is f, that will be added over here. So we can actually do a shorthand expression. Plus equal to means it is doing the same thing. So prefix plus equal to strs of 0 of I. Okay, and finally after that we will, in this function it has to return the prefix, right? So this is the I will just check it out, okay, whether it is correct or not. I'll just run that. Yeah, so it is accepted. Finally we will submit. Okay, we will submit it later, or now itself we can do the submit. Okay, let's submit. So there will be different test cases and all has to pass. So you can see it is accepted, and yes, okay, so it has the time it's taking 74 millisecond, and yeah, so it's accepted and it's correct. Okay, so now we will actually go into the okay, yeah, so just we will actually go through the problem again. So you can see here I have actually initiated an empty string, and first I'm just checking the input, whether the input is having any length or not. This is not required as per the constraints. This is an unwanted check, but in future if there is no constraint, this is a good practice to check the strings before we do anything with that string, right? Otherwise it will throw an undefined, or it can give errors. Okay, so now first we are actually iterating, we are iterating through each character of that the first item. For that we are actually creating a variable I. We are taking the first item length and we are incrementing the value of I, and again we are creating another for loop, and this time j is initialized as 1 because we are actually starting from the second item, from that second item of the initial input array. And what we are trying to do, if it is not equal, we will be returning the prefix, whatever has been concatenated value of that prefix will be returned. If it is equal, what will happen, it will go over here and it will be concatenating to the prefix and strs of 0 and the first item, and whatever index it equal, that values will be concatenated and it will be appended to the prefix string, and finally we are returning the prefix. So I hope you got an idea about this longest common prefix, and this is the basic way of doing this. Okay, there are other built-in JavaScript methods like starts with, caret. So all those things can be also used to solve this particular problem. And okay, so I hope you got an idea about how to approach this particular problem, and there are many other solutions that are available to solve these problems. You can find the optimized way of solving this problem. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching.